So, oops, that was me dropping my scissors. So I'll give people a sec for Facebook to tell them, hey, I'm live, and then we'll start. Okay? Okay. Waiting. Anybody? Anyone going to join me? Look, there's my unicorn friend. Hi, Denise. Thanks for hopping on. Hey. Waiting? Maybe it's me and you, Denise. Woo! Hey, Christina Draper. How are you? What is it? Austin? Georgetown? Is that where you live now? You don't live in Stevensville anymore. Stacy Lynn is here. Howdy. That's like howdy doody. Howdy. Or big text. Howdy, ma'am. Come on in. Never, I don't know if I've ever seen big text. I guess maybe when I was a kid. Salado. Oh, okay. So that's not as far as Georgetown, then. For some reason I thought you were at Georgetown. But anyway, I do know where Salado is, sort of. All right, I'm going to give it like 30 seconds, and then I'm starting because I want to. All right, what's going on with my thing here? All right, let's go ahead and start. People can hop on if they want to, and if they don't, they're lost. You go, girl, whatever. Okay, so tonight I wanted to mention that Facebook has some new rules if you haven't heard about them. And it's mostly, the main thing I'm going to tell y'all about is regarding engagement bait. If you don't know what engagement bait is, it's where like maybe they show you an article or something that you think, oh, what's that about? And you click on it and it's something totally unrelated. Doesn't have anything to do with it. They just did that to get you to click on it. And then, or it's somebody, maybe somebody does a live video and their content is just not good and they keep saying things like, comment below, send me a message, you know, that sort of thing. Those are now considered, those are engagement baits. And I'd always told you that when you do your live videos, you know, you can say things like comment and share and stuff. Well, guess what? Facebook changed their algorithm bots to be able to recognize certain words. So there's a few things that you no longer want to say. So I have visual aids. One of the things that you don't want to do is to use, and I know this may be backwards, this word and say this video. That will get you skunked. The algorithm will recognize it if you say the new S word. So you can't say that anymore. Another thing you can't do is if you use this word and said, you know, to be in my free drawing, you have to this to friends, something like that. Can't say that anymore. One other thing, it's the new C word, y'all. You can't say this word anymore. If you say, you know, this below and tell them a word, those algorithm bots will recognize it and you will probably get flagged. So that's the new thing they're doing. So what does that mean, Terry? What do I got to do then? Well, are we just out? We can't do Facebook Lives anymore? No. What you need to do is you just need to think differently and use some different phrasing. Like shift your language patterns a little bit because you don't want to be using what they now consider engagement bait. So you have to think a little bit differently about the way you say things because they're listening now. Okay? So, and I'm talking about not necessarily so much in a group. Like I could have got away with saying that in the group here since, you know, it's a group. But I wanted to demonstrate to y'all the importance of it. So like on your personal page or your business page, if you have a business page, you don't want to do that. Okay? You don't want to say that in your videos anymore. You want to get more creative with getting people to respond to you. Okay? All right. So, now, that was the first part I wanted to talk to y'all about. The second part I want to talk to y'all about is I want to talk to you about your content. You know, your content, you should all be trying to create content, and most of y'all are. You're creating at least posts. A lot of you are doing videos. Some of you are doing more than that. And the key is that you do it around things that you are confident, that you like, that mean a lot to you, that you can show passion about, things like that, things things that you are going to have some really good energy when you share it so that people want to learn more, right? I mean, that's the kind of stuff you're creating content around. Well, what I want you to do now is I want you to start thinking of ways you can repurpose the content. In other words, ways that you can use this valuable, great piece of whatever it is that you created, whether it was a Facebook Live you master crafted or some kind of fabulous whatever, and reuse it without having to put more work into it. All right, so I'm talking about Facebook Lives, blog posts. Some of y'all might be bloggers if you have blog posts. If you do freebie giveaways, if you create PDFs that have great information for people on them, or you do videos on IGTV, or you do videos and content on IG stories and Facebook stories, or you do YouTube, or maybe you do a podcast. Hopefully you're doing at least 1, 2, maybe more of those. If you're only doing one, I mean, you have to be doing one. You got to be doing one. And if you're only doing one, I encourage you to start looking for a way to add a second one, because you have to start getting out there. We've talked about that. We've talked about that. We've talked about that. What I want you to do is I want you to start trying to pick one of those things that you're doing, like say a Facebook Live, and I want you to repurpose it, the same piece of content, so that now you're doubling your results without doubling your effort. Now, I'm going to give y'all some examples how to do this, and I don't want y'all to get all overwhelmed. I think I'm trying to get y'all to do all this stuff. I'm giving you a ton of examples because I want you to get your wheels turning, and if you can just do one thing, it will be like double your effort, right? Double your results. So you're getting it out there to more people, and don't think, well, I can't share this over here because I already did it over here. No, you got different people over here, over here, over there, over there, over there. Just keep sharing it over and over again, showing it in all these different places. That's exactly what you need to do, because you went to the trouble to create this great whatever it is. Now let's try to get as many eyeballs on it as possible. All right. So I want you to start with one. Now I will tell y'all straight up, for some of y'all, this is a more upper level training. Some of y'all are going to look at me like I've grown 3 heads, but some of y'all are ready for this and some of y'all need it. So I'm going to go ahead and just launch right into it and give you some ideas, and hopefully you'll launch on one and you'll go, oh, I could do that. I should totally be doing that. All right. For instance, when I do a podcast, I could, at the same time as I am doing a podcast, because most of y'all probably know by now, I have a podcast, I could have a video that's feeding straight into Instagram Live as I'm podcasting. All right. So as I'm doing the same, for me, usually it's marketing tips or something that I'm doing mine on. As I'm doing that, I could have it going live on my Instagram stories, right? Okay, here's the key. And if you don't know this, you need to know this. And some of y'all do know this, like I'm sure like Katrina knows it because she does a lot with Instagram. When you do a live on Instagram stories, you need to save it before you ever post it. You got that one shot, save it, and then post it. If you don't, you're not gonna have it. But if you save it, it's gonna go right to your phone, and then you can post it. So you've got it on your phone now, and it's in your stories for 24 hours, but you got your phone, you can do whatever you want to with your phone, because then after you're done with the story thing, you can now upload it to IGTV. Same video, upload it to IGTV. IGTV will say, would you like for this post to show up in your Instagram feed? Well, yes. As a matter of fact, I would, because now they have made it where that post, usually you get 1 minute in the Instagram feed, right? Because you're sharing a post from IGTV, it will allow you to put it all in there. And I'm sure you've seen some of these where it goes for a minute and it says swipe up to keep watching or whatever. It will let you do that. It will click here and you keep watching it. So now you got this same video and it's gone to these different places. Now, because you saved it to your phone, you can upload that to your Google Drive and do some other things with it, various things. You can also upload it straight from your phone to your Facebook business page if you have one. Now, this is the genius of having a Facebook business page. I know some of y'all think, oh, it's not worth it to have a page, but there are some things you can do because the pages are pay to play. But I'm not talking about running ads. I'm talking about just doing some things on that page that you can then share on your personal feed that you can't get away with putting on your personal feed, but if you're sharing it, you can. Okay, so you've uploaded the video to your Facebook business page, right? So when you do that, Facebook's gonna ask, oh, well, would you like to premiere this video? When you premiere a video from your Facebook business page, it will let you schedule it and it's going to look like it's live. You can actually comment in the feed like it's live, only it's not live, it's a video you've pre-recorded. All right? And then because you have the video still on your phone, you can now upload it to YouTube. And you can go to Pinterest and you can create a great graphic and put it in your Pinterest board with a clickable link to go straight to YouTube. You see how all this content can just say one video. We do one video and it's all going everywhere. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Now, don't get freaked out and think, Terry's going to make me do this. No, I'm not. I'm just giving you some ideas of how you could take one thing that you're doing and double your results by picking one and trying it. For instance, I'll give you a great example for me. When I'm done with this, I will download immediately this video and put it on YouTube. Because I can reuse this content for different things. Maybe recruiting somebody and drawing them in, saying, look, here's an example of the kind of stuff we give to our team. Or you know, maybe it's a freebie giveaway to get people on my email list. That's just a no-brainer for me to do that. I can also do a podcast with it, even though I'm not podcasting right now. I can say, hey, I want y'all to hear this cool training that we had, and we were talking about all the different ways you can repurpose your content. Here, let me play it. And I could click, and I just play the video. And now it's on my podcast. So see, you find all these different ways to use that one piece of content that you're just, it's such a time saver instead of having to do it here, and here, and here, and here, and by about the fifth thing, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. Another thing that you can do is that you can take this same thing and you can send it to your email list. Now, I would be willing to bet that there's probably less than a handful of y'all that have an email list that are in here. Some of y'all might be interested in starting one. I can do a training pretty easily on that, but I'm not going to bore you with the details on that tonight. But what I will tell you is if you don't have an email list, the value of having one is that you own that list. Because all these contacts you have in Facebook could be gone like that. And those are not your people. None of that is your people. Your people is the people that are on a list that you own. And that's an email list. So another thing you can do, let me give you a good example of something that I think is kind of cool, is if you have like an event or you're going on vacation or you're doing something fun for the weekend or you got something really cool going on, you don't want to just bombard Facebook with posts about it, because when you just put it over and over and over and over and over in there, people will unfollow you. I mean, you think it's all great and interesting, but some of them, I mean, really until they get kind of bored. But if what you want to do is you want to put one post about it, one post, and you're going to send them from that post. You're going to tell them, okay, you know, here's like, okay, let me give you an example. It's convention. We're at convention, and I put up some cool picture of us at convention doing something. Say for all the, y'all, I'm in Washington D.C. and I was at convention. For all the really cool behind the scenes stuff, check out my stories. It's all gonna be in there, and you can load over and over and over and over and over again that stories. Do you know why? Because it's a totally different feel. It's non-threatening, and people go there and they get addicted to watching it, y'all. Like in the feed, they get bored, they get pissed because it's coming across their feed. But in stories, it's like they'll sit there and watch every bit of it. So you can just keep loading it all on the stories. You do one post about it and tell them it's all going to be in your stories behind the scenes. You got to go check it out. And then they go to your stories and they just watch it all. All right? Another thing you can do is you can say, hey, gang, you know, maybe you got this really cool product we just released or something. You got something really great, and say, you know what? You show a picture of yourself with a post and say, I'm going to go live and tell y'all all about this really cool, whatever it is. Go into my story. So you got to pop in there and check it out. I'm doing a live on whatever this is, ABC, whatever. And then they go to your story and they see it. And remember, one post on Facebook feed, all the rest into the stories. For example, you could say, some of y'all like Lindsay and Katrina, y'all are really good at like hair tutorials. Some other y'all are too. You could do a really cool one, you know, with a braid or a pony or whatever you've got, an updo, whatever, and say, y'all, I did this morning. It took me 3 minutes. Go look at my stories for the tutorial, and you load the tutorial video into your stories. A lot of people are going to see it that way, y'all. A ton of people will see that. All right, I told y'all about saving all your Facebook Lives, uploading them to YouTube. Sometimes y'all videos get deleted on Facebook. I don't know why, but they do. And if they get deleted, it could be for some weird reason. Like maybe somebody complained and Facebook didn't really check it out. They just said, oh, we're just going to take that off. So you don't lose your content that you've worked so hard for. So always save those Facebook videos. You can Google real easy. There's a couple different ways to do it. Just Google, how do I save a Facebook video? It'll tell you. There's a couple different ways to do it. It works. It's not hard to do. So, and if you can upload it if you want to save it, put it into YouTube and unlist it. If you're not ready for people to see the content, just unlist it and then it's there. At least you've got it. Okay. So another thing that you can do once you save those Facebook Lives is you can upload them into IGTV. So now you've got them in both, because IGTV is kind of like a YouTube a little bit. It's a new and up and coming one, right? And if you're somebody who's really nervous about Facebook Lives, like some of y'all are, some of y'all are you're just struggling, and you know, I'm going to tell you that you got to get over it. But if you're somebody who's still struggling with it, the thing that you can do is you can pre-record your video And then you can upload it to the Facebook page and choose Premiere. It's gonna look like it's live, and it's not. But you can kind of cheat the system a little bit. And you know what you can do? You can upload it when you do Premiere on your Facebook Business page, and you can schedule it to go live. You can share that on your Facebook page, and you can do a watch party around it, y'all. I mean, mind blown. You can do a lot of different things with this one little thing, just a few little tricks and tweaks that some of y'all need to just start implementing because you're doing the work. Why not make it show up in multiple places, right? Okay, so another thing, and I did not know this, I learned this today. You can take like a Facebook Live, and you can click on the 3 dots after you're done, and you can embed the video, and you can even choose a setting that will take all the comments and the likes and stuff with it. And you can take that embed code and move it straight into, if you have a website with a blog, you can stick it straight in there, and there's your video in your blog. It's like a vlog or whatever they call that. That's pretty cool, because you just embedded it to Facebook Live. It's super cool. It works really well. And I told y'all before, I'll say it again, always hit save on the Insta Story Lives before you post them. You'll get burned on a couple times before you remember. But always try to remember that. Let's see. Oh, here's something else. When you do a Facebook Live on your feed, you do something really cool, then go into your stories, do both Insta Story and Facebook Stories, and tell people about it, and tell them where to go get it. Now, most of us here, you have to have 10,000 followers in Instagram to get the swipe up. Most of us don't have that. I don't have it, but you can just tell them. You do a quick little short video in your stories, both the stories, and say, y'all, I just did a whole Facebook Live. It was so much fun, and I covered blah, 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 and you got to go check it out. Just go to where and tell them where to go. Like, go onto Facebook, you'll find me under this, and just go watch it. You're going to love it, and then they can just go and watch it, because you want to send them there, right? It's a whole different audience than what you've had. It's just getting more eyeballs on your stuff. Now, if you're somebody who needs to start your email list, maybe you started, you got 10 people, it doesn't matter. Just send every week. At least it's content. Send that video, that live video that you're downloading now, and maybe you just put it on YouTube. You can instead of having to load the video into an email, just put it on YouTube and then send the link and send an email and get people on that list. Now, if you don't know how to get people on an email list, it's really not hard to do, y'all. You can create a freebie PDF, like say you did 4 fun ponytail looks, and you just created it. Like, you could go to Canva and create this and upload your pictures of the 4 fun ponytail looks and have a brief description, and you made this really beautiful PDF, and you've saved it now, and you can give it away for free for people who opt in on your email list. And now you've got a list to start marketing to. It doesn't matter if it's small. Everybody starts small. But you start building content, and you're sending it out there every week to them. The question you need to ask yourself is how? How can I reuse this? When you do something really that you've put the effort into, and you've gone and planned it out and you have it, how can I reuse this? Because that's when you start getting double results for half the effort. I mean, that's what you want to start figuring out a way to do. All right? So that's what I got for y'all. Now, the last thing I want to talk to y'all about is the founder thing. I want to remind y'all, the thing in your head is, who can I help? Who needs this? Who should I be talking to about these founder shares? Who, years down the road, when those shares are worth a lot, who would this really benefit? And that should get you off stuck high center. When you're scared about talking to somebody, keep that in your mind. If I shared it with this person, would it make a difference for them? If I got over my scarcity and it helped somebody, would it matter? And of course the answer is yes, it would matter. All right, so there you go. If y'all have questions, you can ask them below. I'll be glad to answer. I hope y'all have a good evening. Thanks for hopping on and watching, and y'all enjoy your evening. I will talk to you soon.